What's up, traders? Today is Monday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. Well, it was overall a nothing burger day. It was a backtest and range-bound type of day, which is not abnormal because, as we all know, on Friday it was a fantastic 830 plus for the Dow. And so it is not surprising whatsoever that there is a slight backtest today. And I made a similar call this morning on the morning outlook here. If you weren't able to catch it, I just called it the outlook was neutral at support. We gapped down, and we are going to back test. That's what I projected this morning, and that's pretty much what happened. It was just range bound um, all day. All right, so this video probably won't be too long, and I'll just go over a few points. The long and short of it is today we were playing in the range of the 30-minute EMA 50, the 65-minute EMA 50, and the 130 EMA 50. Okay, I was watching that all morning. Basically, we started off out of the opening bell, and we pretty much went right past the 30-minute. Okay, and here let me show you. Well, I don't have it drawn in this one because I have the 130 minute. It basically went from the 30. It went from the 30, and then it passed the 65. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Where's it going? Ended up at the 130. Okay, which is double the 65. That's where it ended up kissing. It kissed it and bounced back up. Okay, that's where it found support. That's what this red line is right here. All right. So yeah, it when you start going past the 30 and the 65, that's when you got to start to wonder, ooh, how far are we going to go? Because it was already falling. It already gapped down, right, since last night. So, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's actually not that far of a drop. I mean, it was about a 40% retracement from the Friday's opening bell uh, to the top at the end of the session on Friday. It was about a 40% retracement back down. So that's not completely abnormal. I consider that more of a garden variety pullback. But I will say that see that gap that it gave us last night. This was around midnight hour, early morning today, actually technically. Chances are the market's going to try to fill that gap, so it's going to get back up there. Maybe it's tomorrow, right? It could be. We will see. Okay, so anything else remarkable? Nothing really. Um, This I just wanted to point out that this was the morning low right here. Okay, and actually on Twitter, let's see here, I did make the call. I did make that call. Um, Here, let's see. Let's go to that. There we go. I'm calling the bottom for today. Successful backtest. It was against the. It was what time was it? 9:58 a.m. today was when I made that call. It came down on the 65. I'm sorry, the 130. It came up against the 65, back tested successfully on the 130 minute EMA 50, and then it went up. Okay, and it was at that point right here that I actually got. Where's my history? I got calls. I didn't spend too much money. A couple thousand. Uh, I I wasn't too um I didn't have high conviction for today. I expected that neutral, kind of a back test kind of day, range bound, and that's exactly what we got. So I wasn't going to put down a lot of money. I mean, I bought the calls, but as you see, we were range bound all day. So I'm just holding them over till tomorrow. It's like, it was a nothing burger day today. That's okay. I don't put down a lot of money when I think it's a range bound day. So, so there's that. Now let's go to this final slide here. Okay, once again, 5 minute, 30 minute, 65. Over here's actually I changed it to 2 minutes, thinking it will better the resolution a little bit, but nothing significant. So, okay, let's zoom on in. As you see here, came down below the 130, came up to the 65, back tested the 130. That's what I just showed you on Twitter. And then it shot all the way up to back to the original um, support line that it lost at opening bell right here. This is opening bell. It lost the support line, back tested, but if you look closely, it failed. This is the 5 minute chart, by the way, as always. You see this big engulfing candle? That failed. That closed just below the 550 EMA on the 5 minute chart. That tells you that's trouble. Okay, that's trouble. Trouble's coming. The whole candle closed just below that 50 EMA on the 5 minute chart. That's trouble. Okay, and lo and behold, what happened? So it kept going down, tried to have one more surge up, but it failed the back test right here. It failed the back test not only on the 50 EMA on the 5 minute chart, but it failed the back test on the 30 EMA on the 5 minute chart. See that candle? So this one giant candle closed below both the 50 EMA on the 5 minute and the 30 EMA on the 5. That is sign of trouble. And what happened? It kept going lower and lower and lower. Okay, remember the candle bodies must close above either the EMA or the EMA of the 5 minute, the 50 EMA on the 5 minute, or the candle body must close above the 30 EMA. For that matter, it must close above the 60 and above the 130. It doesn't matter which EMA you're talking about. The candle body must close above it to remain bullish. Okay? And when it doesn't, it kept going down. Right? See? But you see here, it did find support at 65. So originally in the morning, it found support and it is successfully backtested on the 130. But now, later on in the morning, or maybe it's afternoon at this point, it found support at the 65. Why? Because look, see if I can zoom in. None of the bodies closed below the 65. It found support. Okay? And so with that, it shot back up. From the 65 back up to once again the original support line that it lost at opening bell. Okay, so I mean at this point, you wouldn't know that it's going to be in a range because the market's carving out a pattern, but you can kind of start to suspect. Okay, I didn't I intentionally did not draw arrows here because I wanted you to see the failure points clearly. See that this body is closing straddle to the EMA the 5 minute EMA 50. That body is straddling. That body is straddling. That tells you it's gonna fail. Even if it attempts to go up like this, see, boop, it failed. I have not. I have yet to see a time when these failures, these candle bodies that are straddling the EMA line, goes up, successful backtest and keeps going up. It always fails. Okay, so let that kind of be a good big red flag. So this is a failure. This is a failure. Every time it goes down. Okay. Now you get another failure here. A failure here. Even attempts to go up ultimately fail. Okay. But the good news is this was an range today. And here, let me zoom out and go. Oops. Here we go. Yeah. We're back. This is a tight range. And quite frankly, it wasn't that bad. Um, typical typical pullback day. I would say garden variety even. So here's the MACD on the 5-minute chart. It went up from the bottom from the 100 from right here up, and then it's kind of to me this is forming a downward not a wedge, but a downward pattern, and that's generally bullish, right? Because you start to see here towards the end of the day, it's going up again. So I suspect futures tonight are actually going to be slightly up. That's what I think it's going to be. Basically, it took the entire day. Um, oh, I know what the word. The word I was trying to say is channel. A downward bullish channel. Because that's usually you need to go down before you can go back up. So you're building the energy to go back up. Okay. So this is the 30-minute. MACD was pretty much flat, as is consistent with a range bound type of day. But the good news is it stayed pretty much right at the zero line, pretty much just right there. It didn't go down. That's what you don't want to see. The MACD going down further into the negative. Okay, so um, here's the 65-minute chart. You know, clearly it is trending down, but yet look at the MACD. The red MACD line is still above zero. And I will show you that it's actually trying to flatten out above zero so that it can curl back up, right? Curl back up above and cross over above the green signal line. Okay, so these things are not warning flags of something. We had a typical range bound day. All right, and last thing I was going to show you is here's the 4 hour Nasdaq futures right here. See that? MACD still firmly above zero, and it's slightly coming down. That's okay, but look, see that? It doesn't even touch the green signal line, and it's squarely above zero. So it's okay. We're okay. See that? I mean, Friday and then kind of a little back test today. We're fine. So I think futures are going to be. This is the 1 hour. Switch over to the 1 hour. See how it kind of came down. It did cross over into the below the signal line. But what I think it's trying to do is it is trying to flatten out here, so that it can start to curl back up. So let's kind of see what happens tonight in futures and see what we wake up to tomorrow morning. But we did leave that gap up there, and I think potentially tomorrow the market's going to try to go back up there and fill that gap. Right? So that was, here we go. Well, it's yeah, there's the gap right there. Yep. I think it's going to go back to it. Try to claim it. So that's Tuesday tomorrow. And also, I just wanted to say that earlier to this afternoon, I did post. Go out there and have a look. The strategy for trading the FOMC on Tuesday, specifically at 2 p.m. and at 2:30 p.m. So I showed you how I did it last time on September 21st, just over a month ago. Okay, so all right, that's all I've got for today. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.